Right, let's turn back to the phone lines on 03717 223344. And Pards, I'm not controlling the phone lines. It's not me in the gallery. I get given the phone calls and I take them.
It's a Spurs fan.
It is a Spurs fan. Come on, you played for Spurs once.
Yeah, all right.
In a bad game.
Let's have him.
That was a bad game, wasn't it?
It was, 3 games, actually.
Right, let's get Ben, the Spurs fan, on. How are we, Ben?
Yeah, evening. How you doing? I'm all good.
Very good. Was you happy after the 2-2 draw at the Emirates? I said I'd take a draw before the game, I'll be honest with you, as a Spurs fan. I thought, listen, if we can keep the momentum going. Or do you think Arsenal were there for the taking?
I think watching the game, I think Arsenal were there for the taking. I think before the game started, I actually predicted a 2-2.
Yeah.
I'm a bit gutted I didn't put anything on. But yeah, I think Arsenal were there for the taking. I also think we were harshly done with a couple of decisions. I think the penalty was a joke, to be honest with you, especially if you compare it to the Gordon one, where you can see it's a handball. Romero's 1 yard away, 2 yards away in a natural position. His arm's falling in line with his body. It's not like it's miles above his head. But the fact that it was given, I think, was ridiculous. And then for their first goal, Pedro Porro gets shoved in back, fouled halfway out the pitch, they break and then score. But it doesn't get looked at. There's no consistency with the rules of the game whatsoever.
Ben, do you mind if I get Big Ange in on this? And let's hear from the Tottenham manager, Big Ange, talking about that controversial Arsenal penalty.
I think any clarity would be good. I've got no idea, mate. Look, that's just what would be me, I don't know, but I've got no idea what the handball is, the rule is, because I've seen all sorts of handballs given and I've seen all sorts of handballs not given and they look identical to me, so I don't understand it.
You heard him there, Ben. Big Ange is as bemused as you are with it. This is where I'm at with this whole handball rule, Ben, is once upon a time it was ball to hand, hand to ball. It was quite simple. If you moved your hand towards the ball at some point, then it's a handball. If the ball just hit your hand, it wasn't. It looked like today it hit Romero, who was his body was in a natural position because that's where you'd go if you're on the floor.
Exactly. When I was listening to watching the match earlier, they said try at home and see what happens with your arm, and that's the only thing your arm will do, will naturally fall with your body. You're not going to have it behind your back, you need it for your balance. So I think the whole handball rule has just got so messy. Every year they try and change it, what's ball to hand, what's handball, what's deliberate, what's not deliberate. And the fact, if we compare it to the Anthony Gordon situation, if that doesn't hit that, that ball goes off the pitch and Newcastle don't score.
Yeah, so, but I think we've got ourselves in a bizarre situation because what's going to happen, we're going to have... so that decision was made by the referee. It went to VAR. VAR said, okay, yeah, that's a penalty. So changed the mind, it's a penalty now because the referee didn't give it as a penalty. And now we'll probably have Howard Webb on Monday saying, it shouldn't have been a penalty. That's basically what's going to happen probably, or he's going to say it in a couple of weeks' time. So that whole thing, that whole handball thing, as Ange is pointing out there, is an absolute shambles. Let's draw a line in the sand. Let's try and sort it out. Let's get, 6 managers and say to the referees, do you actually know what an unnatural position is of a hand?
Yeah.
Because when you are lunging, like the boy yesterday in the Wolves game, the Wolves-Luton game, when the Luton got the penalty, he's lunged in. You can't do anything else but have your hand up in the air because it's given your natural balance to your body. Like when you shoot, you swivel. It's just natural. So I'm not anywhere with handball. I don't actually know what is going on, and I don't think Premier League managers do, nor fans.